How do I heal my relationship with my mother?
This is a very important question, and it's a question that somebody asked me yesterday. If you don't heal your relationship with your parents and your mother, don't expect to have congruent relationships with anybody else. You will be projecting that unresolved primal relationship with your parents onto everything else. Someone who has not resolved their relationship with their father, for example, will project that onto banks, the police, authority figures, people with grey hair, whatever. Somebody who's not resolved their issue with their mother will be projecting it onto women, will be attracting people who embody the unresolvedness, and you'll not be able to actually get people as they are to themselves, because you'll be caught in this unresolvedness of you and your parents and your mother. There are some serious questions that you have to really get on a deep level. Is it that you think you should sort out your relationship with your mother, or is it that you really choose to? Are you willing to put it down? Are you willing to stop having to be right? Are you willing to let her be who she is completely? You've got all these judgments about her. You've got this story about how bad and wrong she is. You've got this story about what she did and what that means. Would you be prepared now to put that down? Not to resolve it, not have her admit it, but just put it down. For love's sake. Because what you allow to be, what you let be, who you let be who they are, will let you be. You let her be, you probably find she lets you be. But there is a clear process in how to heal my relationship with my mother. First thing is you get your complaint. In my case, for example, my complaint about my mother was that she was controlling, selfish, and unloving. That was my complaint about her. Wasn't actually true. That wasn't the deepest truth my heart knew. My heart knew on the very deepest of levels that where there's a connection. We love each other. But I had it that she was controlling, selfish, and whatever the third one was. But anyway, the payoff for seeing her this way was that I didn't have to deal with those issues in me. My judgments about her being controlling, about being selfish, about not being loving, I made it her issue. And in doing so, I was freed up not to be very loving, to be able to kind of be controlling what was going on, and just to be able to focus on myself. I got to be right, she got to be wrong. I got to withdraw. I got to justifiably withdraw. I had it that I was a victim to her selfishness and her control. That's the way I expressed it. But as a victim, I got to do what I wanted to do anyway, which was not include her, which was pull away, which was not be loving. And so there's a payoff. I had these judgments about her, and the payoff was that I got not to have to deal with my stuff. It was her fault. She was unloving. She didn't love me. She sent me away to school. She did all these things to me. She was never there, and because of that, I have been unsuccessful. Because of that, I am broken. Because of that, I am wounded, and it's her fault. By having it be her fault, I don't have to do anything about it. It's just the way things are. The cost of this, of course, is that it separates me from her. It means that I only focus on a certain aspect of her, that the totality of our beautiful relationship is lost, that the connectivity is lost, that I don't deal with that stuff in me, have it being her fault, so I don't grow. And basically love doesn't win. So the cost is huge and the payoff very small. So in my case, I did realize all these things, and I did realize that I'd been blaming my mother, and I did realize that I was the one that was being selfish, that I was the one that was being controlling, that I was the one that wasn't being very loving. I did actually see that my judgments about my mother are about me. I will never know what she's like. She's gone now. I will never know what she's like because she knew herself from the inside out. I know her from the outside in. And I know her from the outside in with my glasses on. And it changes. And there isn't a fixed way that she is. And how I got her was given by who I was being that she was. There isn't a fixed way that she was. Not everybody gets my mum the same way. And what determines how anybody gets my mum is given by who I'm being that she is. I was being that she was bad and wrong. I was being that she was unloving. I was being that she was selfish. How did she turn up for me? Exactly in accordance to the beingness that I had for her. Realizing this, I can then transform the beingness that I have for her. Take ownership of it. Take full responsibility for the relationship between you and your mother. You have to take full responsibility for the relationship between you and your mum. Nothing that she has to do. You can transform that relationship without even talking with her. And anyway, for me, after I realized all that, I then called her up and I said, look, Mum, I need you to listen to me just for a moment, and then you can respond and I will listen to you. I said, look, I've just realized I've been blaming you all along. I've made it your fault, and that we've been fighting because I had to maintain my position. Now I've realized what was going on. And I just want you to know that I'm off it now, and I take responsibility for who I've been that you are. And now I've transformed it, and I just hope the new possibility, because once you've got it where you're at, and what was holding it in place, and the cost of it, and what was the racket you were running with your mother, then you can transform it. And with my mum, I said this to her, and it was incredible, because from that point on, we had 20 years after that, and we had one argument, and before that, we argued every time we met. And so this transformation is possible, and once you get that in place, forgive her for being who she is, forgive her for whatever she was you think she has done, own all the stuff you've been projecting on her, get off the story of it all, then that relationship will transform and you'll find a love supreme.